You end up committing to something you want to do, and as a result of that, what would happen? You don't succeed. You feel like your commitment falls away, and you feel like some sense of you're being resentful around that person or that job. It's like, why would I even agree to it from the first place? And now you're dragging yourself through the work versus having to do it powerfully. Okay? And when you're able to say no effectively and powerfully, what would that do for you? It's empowering, it gives you power, it gives you freedom, it gives you confidence, it gives you assertiveness. Okay? So you can pick and choose what you want to do and what you don't want to do. Okay? Yes, Claire?
Would it also give you some level of respect for the person approaching you?
Exactly. You're setting your boundaries. You're setting your boundaries, and you are creating respect that, okay, this is my boundary, and now you know it. Okay, very good. Excellent. All right, so now I'm just going to show you with you the technique. Okay, so 4-step process. How many steps? 4 steps. Okay, so step number 1 in saying no is you want to acknowledge the request. What's the word? No. Acknowledge. What does that mean? Let's say someone asks you, hey, would you cover for me? Let's say. Okay. You want to acknowledge the request by saying, you know what, I can totally understand why that's important to you, having me want to cover for you. Okay? Or I would like to leave early. Like, I can totally understand why it's important for you that you want to leave early. You want to acknowledge what they said. You want to let them know that you heard them. That's step number 1. Step number 2, you want to decline the request. How would you decline it? You want to use this phrase, and I got this phrase from your resource, the Assertive Communication Skills for Professionals. It's on your yellow sheet. Okay? And the phrase goes like this. Under normal circumstances, I have no problem covering for you. Or under normal circumstances, I have no problem letting you leave early. Okay? So what's the phrase? Under normal circumstances, and then you say what they're asking you to do. You repeat the back. You want to follow it with the word however. Okay? We're not going and, we're not going but, we're just going somewhere in the middle. Okay? Going however. Today, I can't do so. Or this Saturday, I can't come here, work. Okay? That's the phrase. So you want to say, under normal circumstances, I have no problem covering for you. However, today I can't do so. Step number 3. You want to give reason. Okay? What's the difference between reason and excuse? Yes, reason, it's like you based on truth in a way, yes? Versus excuses, you're just collecting excuses and, in order for you not to do the job, okay? So, how many reasons would you give? Just 1, okay? Just 1. Now, the reason has to be what in order for this to work? Real, okay? How many of you think it's real? Yeah, be clear. Okay? So meaning you're saying that, okay, under normal circumstances, I have no problem covering for you. However, today I have a doctor's appointment. That's being real, right? Okay? Now, what are you risking here? Okay? What are you risking the other person would say? Can we reschedule it? Especially if it's your boss. No, they want to manage your life for you. So the one thing that you want to include this, in order for this to work, step 3, the reason has to be vague. What is the word? Vague. So what would that sound like? I got stuff to do, I got a prior commitment, I got a deadline to meet, I got somewhere that I have to be. Just don't be specific about it. If you slid into the specific about it, boom, boy, you lost. Okay? Now they're going to manage it for you. They're going to make you wrong for it. If you say, oh, I have to attend a baby shower, or I have to go to, a happy hour with some friends I haven't seen. Now they're going to make you wrong. Oh, they prefer to go and drink versus having to come to work. Okay? So don't do that. Just be vague. Okay? Be vague. All right? And step number 4 would be you want to offer alternatives. What's the word? Alternatives. Alternatives is meaning like you don't want to leave them hanging. You want to offer alternatives. For example, you say, if they're asking for a report, you say, I've done a report last quarter, and I can maybe give you a sample of that, and you be able to do it on your own. Or maybe I can ask Juan if they can cover for you. He was talking to me about he wants extra hours, so I can ask him if he was willing to do so. Okay? Or I can give you this website where you can go and do that report there. They teach you how to do it. So don't leave them hanging. Just offer them alternatives. Does that make sense? Very good. So what's step number 1 in saying no? Acknowledge the request. Step number 2, decline the request. How will you decline the request? Under normal circumstances, I have no problem doing the request. However, today I can do so. Step number 3, give a reason. How many reasons? 1 reason. In order for this reason to work, has to be what? Vague. Step number 4, offer alternatives. Excellent. Good question, especially if it's the boss. You think the boss is going to settle? It's like, oh, you have somewhere to go. Okay, sorry to bother you. Okay? No, of course not. They're going to tell you, okay, so what is it that you have to do? That's where you apply the broken record technique. You would say, you know, boss, I can totally understand. I can totally appreciate that you want me to work on this project. Under normal circumstances, I have no problem staying here late. However, today I really can't do it. Would tomorrow work? Or could I maybe send it to you in a couple of days? Or maybe I can do it online? Or you want to offer alternatives? Okay? But really, what is it that you have to, what do you have to do? Like, really, boss, it's just somewhere that I have to be there, and I can totally understand why it's important for you to have this project done. And under normal circumstances, I have no problem doing it. You just want to keep repeating yourself, and then they will get it. Okay? The same way that they're being pushy on you, that they want to keep knowing what is it, the same way that you want to respond. This is my boundary. I'm just letting you know how it is. Okay?